Hello everyone, my name is Deborah and this is the Edit by DH. Welcome to another video. It has been some time and I know I keep saying that. I do intend to create videos more frequently. It's just that being in Korea, obviously the majority of my time has gone to spending time with my mum and being in a country that I haven't been in for 7 years. So I've just been really busy being a tourist. I think I've done more in this last month than I have done in the last 6 months in the UK. So I do feel quite tired, but I've also recently been triple jabbed. So I got my booster shot here in Korea. So a lot's been going on behind the scenes, but I promise you, I have been filming, I have got content. It's just a matter of putting it all together so that it's all presentable and entertaining for you guys to watch. As you can see, it's very, very sunny in Seoul. It always is sunny here, to be honest. And I've been here for like almost 2 months now. And I think I have encountered 2 cloudy days, but other than that, it has been super sunny. And honestly, I said this in my last video, it makes such a huge difference to your mood, doesn't it? The only shame is I bought loads of sunglasses because I knew it'd be sunny here, and I haven't been able to wear them because obviously we wear the mask here. And when you wear your sunglasses, that steaming situation happens. So I haven't been able to wear my sunglasses. And another consequence of wearing the mask, other than maskne and bad skin, is that my forehead is constantly exposed. So part of me was concerned that when I filmed my video, I would have a very tanned forehead for you guys. But I've been doubling up and tripling up on my SPF on my forehead. So I've just been taking care of that. I've already got some skincare on in preparation for this video. I don't tend to go through my skincare routine with you guys on camera, just because I have done a skincare video before, and if you haven't seen it, I will most certainly link it down below. So obviously my skincare routine doesn't stay exactly the same. The principle's the same, the theory is the same. Sometimes the practice changes, sometimes the product changes, sometimes things get swapped in, things get swapped out. So if it interests you and you would like to see the initial, I guess, preparation of the skin before I do a makeup video, please let me know in the comment section below. I normally cut out the skincare part just because some of my videos can go on for longer, especially when I'm introducing new brands like I am today. However, if it is something that interests you and the majority of you are interested, then I will include it in future videos going forward. So today I thought it'd be nice to start off with an introduction to a Korean brand called Hera. So Hera is specifically a Korean brand that is owned by a bigger, shall I say, conglomerate or a bigger company. So you know how in the West we have brands like Bobbi Brown and MAC that are owned by Estee Lauder. In the same way, Hera is owned by an overall bigger company called 𝕬𝕓𝕤𝕤𝕤. And it's actually similar to Estee Lauder in that 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤 own Hera, but they also sell their own cosmetics products. It's very rare, but they do have counters in certain department stores. If you're unfamiliar with Hera, you might be more familiar with other brands that they have under their repertoire, shall we say. So they own 30 beauty brands in Korea and range from more kind of pocket friendly, shall we say, to the very luxurious. Again, very much like Estee Lauder. So although you might not have heard of that brand, you would have most certainly heard of Laneige. So Laneige is also owned by 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤𝕤. You might have heard of Innisfree. They're also owned by 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤𝕤. And if you're really into Asian skincare and brands, and I'll be really impressed if you know this brand, 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤, they're also owned by 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤𝕤. I have actually done a little haul of Hera for today's video, but I've separately done a mini haul of 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤 products as well, which I will do a separate video on because it's completely different. Just to explain, when you're looking at Laneige, Hera, the cosmetics brand, and 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤𝕤, I read somewhere, and this is quite clever, that if they were siblings, then Hera would be the trendy, more modern middle child of the 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤𝕤 group. So Laneige, as you know, is very like skincare orientated, is very pocket friendly, you guys know, and there's a huge access to it in the West. Interestingly enough, I have a friend in Korea and I asked her, is Laneige popular in Korea as it is in the West? Because I love Laneige and I know loads of my friends love Laneige. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you use a water sleeping mask, by the way, or the lip sleeping mask. But yeah, I asked my friend if she uses Laneige or anyone else uses Laneige or how popular it is. And she said, funnily enough, not many Korean people really use or care about Laneige. And I don't think that's because it's a bad brand or that their products aren't good enough. I just think it's just because there are so many brands in Korea that they're constantly competing, and the consequence of that is if it doesn't do well, it eventually starts filtering out. So luckily Laneige is doing well in the West, but one of those brands that have suffered as a result of not doing so well and due to the competition is Etude House. So again, you might have heard of Etude House. They're another brand that are owned by 𝕬𝕓𝕒𝕣𝕚 Pacific, and I don't know globally, but in Korea I know they're closing down. Because I went into one of the Etude House's store and I did say, you know, I'm shocked. I'm not seeing many Etude House stores these days. It's, you know, I'm surprised. And she said, it's because we're closing down. We're not, you know, we're not doing good business, basically. On the opposite spectrum, you've got 𝕬𝕐, which I think they sell like a few products in Paris, I believe. I don't know if they sell it in the States. If I have any American or Canadian followers, please let me know in the comment section below if you've heard of 𝕬𝕐 and if it's sold in your end of the world. But with Paris, like I said, I think it's Galeries Lafayette, the famous department store. I remember seeing some 𝕬𝕐 products being sold there, but it's definitely not sold in the UK. The UK is always last to get everything. So we definitely don't have Hera cosmetics. We definitely don't have 𝕬𝕐, but Laneige is available to purchase in Selfridges and online, of course, whether it's through Amazon or all the other good beauty online retailers. So going back to Hera is a brand that has been around for a long time, actually, since 1995 is its history. And when I look at the design of the cosmetics and the packaging and sort of like the price point, which I'll get into more in just a minute, it really reminds me of sort of Bobbi Brown. And so again, if I've got any Asian or even better Korean followers who know a lot about Hera, because I'm quite new to the brand, I would love to hear from you what you think and whether the comparison to Bobbi Brown is accurate, and also the time frame of, you know, the origin when they first began the brand around 1995. I think that's very similar to Bobbi Brown's origins as well. So just to give you a summary, I got in total 6 products from Hera, most of which fall into the face category, including a foundation brush. I decided to just get a brush to apply it with, a blusher, a concealer, a mascara, and a lipstick. I did look at the other products like eyeshadow, eyeliner, and like brow products, but there's nothing that really excited me or made me feel, oh, I feel like getting that. So I just sort of left it and only got the things that interested me. And just to say as well with Hera, their best-selling product apparently is the Cushion Foundation. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like in a black compact case. And I did and ah about it, but I have very, very dry skin, as you may well know if you've been following me for a while. And I just thought I can't afford to get something that I know I'm not going to use. It's such a waste because it's more suitable for normal combination oily skin tones. So I decided to get a different foundation, which I'll go through in just a moment. So on the 𝕬𝕑𝕒𝕣𝕚 Pacific website, Hera is defined as a contemporary luxury Seoul-based beauty brand that defines and creates the trends in beauty standards to be delivered together with the value of Korean women across the world. Finding and expressing the confident and strong self and unique individual beauty that exists deep within oneself is Hera's philosophy on Seoul beauty. At the center of Seoulista's beauty lies being true to yourself. When they say Seoulista, they mean women who are from Seoul. It's kind of like this comparable, I guess, to Parisian women. So Seoulista's beauty lies being true to yourself. Women who understand what fits them and are not afraid to be passionate in identifying and exploring themselves, complete their beauty style in their own way without styling excessively. Hera skincare and makeup, which begins from the deepest parts beneath the skin to the colors expressed on the outside, completes a whole beauty routine that perfectly expresses true self. So on that note, I wanted to say, going back to Laneige, Hera and 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬, Laneige and 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬 are predominantly known for their skincare lines, whereas Hera is more known for its makeup line. So that's a difference you will see. Also, just to say, Hera's current beauty ambassador, I guess, is Jennie from Blackpink. If any of you are into K-pop, I just wanted to point that out, that she is the current ambassador and face of Hera Cosmetics. Now we're going to go on to the application finally. I normally would apply my concealer first, but I have had comments in the past saying that the use of the concealer, you couldn't really see the full potential of the foundation. I will go in with the foundation first. So it's called the Hera Glow Lasting Foundation, and it has SPF 25 in it. So it's 24-hour skin radiant finish. This obviously has the word radiant in it. I did specifically say to the beauty consultant that I do want a very glowy finish. I have very dry skin. Please make sure that wherever you go, whoever you are, don't follow trends. So for example, this is a prime example. The bestseller is a Cushion Compact Foundation. It's very tempting to go in and ask for the bestseller. But if that doesn't fit your skin tone, it doesn't matter how great it looks on some other Tom, Dick and Harry. If your skin type is wrong, more accurately, if the foundation is wrong for your skin type, then it's not going to look great no matter what you do with it, no matter how much skincare you apply underneath. It's just going to be a ball ache. So it's better to just get the right foundation for your skin type. So this is the one that I chose. When I look on the website, there are 12 shades of foundation in this range, which I know it doesn't sound great. However, as I've mentioned in my previous video, which was on the 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬 foundation, women in Asia, there's only so many foundation shades that they will require. So it's not about discrimination or anything like that. I mean, there is an element of it because obviously women in Asia, we're not all one tone, we're not all pale. You know, there are so many diverse skin tones as well within different Asian groups and cultures. But generally speaking, you don't need as diverse a range as you would in the West. So they have 12 foundation shades and it has cool category, neutral and warm. I have the cool category. This is what was suggested to me. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they're not foundation matching, and I think that's not very common in Korea. I haven't really been anywhere where you sit down and you have a makeover. Like, it's very common in the West to go onto a beauty counter and have your makeup done. That's unheard of in Korea. So in Korea, if you want to get your makeup done, you don't go to a beauty counter in a department store. You go to what they call like a beauty shop. And most times, often than not, they will also do hair. So you go to get your makeup and hair done, and it's like a full service. And that's where you would tend to get your makeup done, and you pay for the service rather than the cosmetics, and separately you buy your cosmetics, if that makes sense. So I haven't actually touched this because I wanted to review it on camera. It's one of those pump foundations, and I've just lightly swatched it, and that's what it looks like. So the shade looks pretty good. There is a slight scent to it, but I'm not sure if it's like a fragrance or if it's like an oil or something, or an extract. So you will have to excuse me because when I'm looking on the website, obviously things are written in Korean. I can read, but like a 5-year-old child. So if I read and translate, you'll be sitting here in a 10-hour long video, which I think none of us want. So the only thing I can make out is that it's skin-like, 24-hour glow lasting, and I know this because it's in English, and it has a radiant cover. So I've had to utilize something amazing called Google Translate. And I say that sarcastically because Google Translate is awful. If any of you have had to rely on it, it never constructs sentences properly. So please bear with me. But it basically says a skin-friendly material. It means a skin-friendly formula. And it effectively covers skin for a radiant finish. It thinly and evenly spreads the foundation to cover skin imperfections. It glow lasts all day. That when they did the test, 93% of women answered that the skin texture seemed to be corrected. 93% of women answered that after using the product, the dew seemed to last all day, the glowiness, and 100% of women answered that their skin was comfortable and moist without tightness. We all hate that feeling of tightness because it normally means that your skin doesn't have enough hydration in the skin or is dehydrated. I mean, with the percentages, I always feel a bit dubious because most large brands, including Charlotte Tilbury, Chanel, you know, they use these statistics, but often if you read the fine print, it will say tested on 20 people, tested on 30 people. So most likely it's people sitting in head office. So, I mean, really, how accurate are the results? But anyway, for the sake of believing them, let's just believe it. So moving on to the foundation brush, I decided to get the foundation brush number 2 matte. Don't ask me why a foundation has a finish. So this is what it looks like, and it looks like it has a little cover where you could just like fold it and tuck it in. I mean, I guess that's a nice touch for travel or for your handbag. Actually, that's a really nice touch, because when I used to work in makeup, women often used to ask, do you have a cover for it? And we'd say no, you'd have to maybe look on Amazon for a brush guard, but this is a nice touch. Anyway, so this is what the brush looks like, and how stunning is this brush? Like, honestly, it looks like a work of art. If this brush is good, I'm tempted to go and get more brushes. It's black, it's sleek, it's got this matte finish here, but it's shiny up here. Here, it's got what foundation brush it is, and here it's got the cosmetics brand's name. The bottom, it's got the gold and the imprint of the logo. Then here, it's sort of like a square design with the foundation bristles, super soft, obviously synthetic. And I think it'll be very good to apply the foundation, so let's see. I'm just going to start off with 2 pumps. So I'll apply on one side first. So I've applied foundation to one side of my face, and I deliberately haven't taken it too close to my under eye because obviously I have got concealer. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, I think the color is slightly pale for me, not necessarily because the shade is wrong. I think the tone is wrong, and I've previously spoken about tones before. But remember how I said this is a cool tone? Now in the UK, I'd never go for a cool tone. I normally tend to go for neutral tones. I don't even like warm tones because I have a mixture of both. But this woman was convinced that I was a cool tone. So I do think if I had gone for the neutral tone, it would have been more suitable for me. However, I would rather be slightly paler in my foundation and warm it up with a bronzer or my contour rather than go for something too warm and then you've got nowhere to go. You've got a really orange face and then a really pale neck. So this is fine. And I think it actually has really good coverage. What do you guys think? So this side obviously doesn't have anything foundation wise or concealer, just skincare. And this side is the side that has the foundation on. You can definitely see glow. I like the fact that it doesn't feel like a mask and you can still see the skin coming through. I mean, some of you might not like that, but I personally prefer something that's not full coverage. But I think if I wanted to, I could go in and, you know, build up coverage. Let me see. So yeah, definitely that added a little bit more coverage. And I know that if I went in with more pumps, it could definitely build up. So it is a buildable foundation. Because I used a brush, I do find brushes do tend to take up more product. So normally 2 pumps would be more than enough for me. But with foundations, I prefer to use brushes, and then like tinted moisturizers or BB creams, things like that, I prefer to use my fingers. So I'm just going to do another 2 pumps for the rest of my face and just finish it off before I continue with the concealer. So as it stands, the foundation is looking really good. The only thing I want to see and check, and I will let you know the update. Some foundations, when it's initially wet, it looks great because it's wet. but when it settles in, that's when you really see how it looks. I want to kind of see how it settles into my fine lines. I want to see how, if it picks up on any sort of texture or patches of skin, because I do suffer from dryness. So that's really what I'll be looking out for. So I'm just going to leave it for a bit, and I'll just give you a bit more information on the brush itself. Apparently the way that the bristle is, it's a square cut brush made of resilient ultrafine bristles. The highly elastic ultrafine hair that's square cut deliberately helps you to navigate around the contours of the face to create a smooth, flawless base, and also helps to like minimize pores, I guess. So it doesn't have a lot of information about it, but that's what I could gather from the information that I did find. And just to say, the beauty consultant did recommend a different brush with the Glow foundation, but the shape of the brush is not a brush I tend to gravitate towards. So I actually preferred this because I prefer denser brushes that are just great at buffing in liquid and creamy foundations. So this is why I picked up this one rather than the one that she recommended. Moving on to the concealer, it seems like they've only got one concealer on their website. So this is the Black Concealer Spread Cover, Buildable Coverage, Crease Proof and Long Wear. Thank God it's in English. This concealer is, I believe, the only concealer that Hera do on their website anyway. And I was given the color medium vanilla. So there seems to be 3 shades, and this is the one in between. There's a really fair shade, then one in between, and then another shade. So again, not very diverse with the concealer. I think they could definitely bring out more shades in the concealer. See, unlike the foundation, with the concealer, I have been using it. So I've been using this for about a week at least, off camera, just to see my impressions of it as a standalone product with other products. And I have to say, I absolutely love it, guys. It's probably taken over as my favorite concealer, because if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I absolutely been loving the Dior concealer. I can't even remember the name now, I'll put it on the screen. And I've been using that as my under eye concealer for a while, and sometimes I use it on my face too. But I know that I've had some comments from people who absolutely love it like me, and they see it as like a holy grail product. And then there's other people who've told me like, oh, I don't love it as much as other people. You know, it is drying on my skin, or it like settled into fine lines. And I know what you mean. In that situation, I would say really like amp up the skincare, because skincare really makes a difference. The base you put under your makeup, whether it's concealer or foundation, makes a difference. However, I've been using this for a week, like I've said, and honestly, I am loving it more than the Dior, from the perspective that it gives just as much coverage, but it feels slightly lighter. And also I feel like it's not as drying. So if you find that, for me, I don't find the Dior as drying, as some people have mentioned. But if you find the Dior one too drying, I know Hera is not very easily accessible, but if you can get your hands on Hera is a good alternative for those who find the Dior one too drying. It's a lot more plumping, it's a lot more skin friendly, smoothing, and it doesn't settle into fine lines, it doesn't raise texture. So where I've just been wearing a mask in Korea, if I've wanted to, I've just applied this as an all over base. And I love it so much that I want to actually buy a few more before I leave the country. That's how much I love it. So let me just show you the packaging. The wand comes like this, which is quite unusual. It's quite blocky and squarish. So I normally apply using the doe foot applicator directly. And then I like to go in with a separate brush. There's actually more yellow in this than my foundation, but the beauty consultant recommended this concealer shade with the foundation. And I can see why, because there are only 3 shades. And then afterwards, I just like to use my ring finger just to pat it in. And the heat and the warmth from your finger, when you gently pat it, helps to just melt the product into your skin and make it appear more skin-like. The foundation has been sitting on my skin for a little while now, and it's had time to dry down. As you can see, it still looks as radiant as it was when I first applied it. I'm really impressed, guys. So I think it's just going to look like this for the rest of the day, hopefully. I will set it, however, with some powder. Since I didn't get any setting powder from Hera, I'm really fussy with my powders just because so much can go wrong with powders, and I've had some real horrible ones in the past, so I don't want to waste my money. So I'm going to go in with my usual Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, which really helps to mattify. I will link it down below, and I'm going to use a beauty blender with it. I love this one. I mainly like to just set under the eye. It's really important to set as well if you can, unless you really get dry skin under your eyes, because that will also prevent creasing, transfer, etc. So going back to the concealer, it says it's a wide and soft blemish cover. It covers large blemishes and pores such as dark circles, blemishes and freckles delicately and densely. The flexible brush tip adheres thinly to curved surfaces. It's crease proof, long lasting, it's thin and dense, it settles without wrinkling or clumping, and it creates perfect skin that lasts for a long time. It's non-comedogenic, and it's also suitable for acne prone and problematic skin. This is what it says about the concealer. So since this foundation is slightly paler than my natural skin, I'm going to go in with a little bit of contouring. Since I didn't get a contour, I don't even think they had a contour kit at Hera. Probably they did, and maybe I just missed it. But I'm going to use one by Etude House, which is also by the Amore Pacific group, and it's a contouring powder duo set. I'm just going to use one of their fluffy brushes and just lightly contour my face and bring a little bit of warmth back. The main difference between Korean and Western makeup is Koreans love that sort of no makeup look, or Asians. I know a lot of Asians do, but Koreans do especially. And they like that sort of like, this is my natural skin look. You know, I woke up like this. My mama gave this to me kind of look. It's not even about applying lots of makeup. It's the know-how of how to apply makeup. So in the right places with the right amount, with the right base, so that it looks like it's natural skin and it's flawless beauty. Even if they're doing contouring like I am now, as you can see, the color is very delicate. I'm putting loads on, which Koreans wouldn't normally do. They'd be mortified right now. But with Koreans, again, it's that subtlety. So even if they're contouring the face, they don't want to look like they've put contour powder on, you know, like they do in the West, where they're like drawing these, you know, creamy concealers across their lines and doing the whole Kardashian thing. Here, they want to look like they just naturally have the bone structure of a goddess, a Greek goddess, and that's, you know, what they want to look like they were born with it. So everything is about, I don't want to say deception, but everything is about, you know, this is natural beauty, whereas it's not. It's the, you know, no makeup look, like I said. So I've just warmed up my complexion just a little bit. Now I'm going to move on to the blusher. So this is called the Face Designing Blusher. I got the shade Chiffon Coral, which is in number 3, and there are only 2 shades actually. So this is the outer packaging, and this is what the color looks like. I actually feel like there were definitely more blush colors than 2. On the website there's only 2, but I am certain when I was in the department store there were maybe 5 or 6. I'm sure of it, unless I'm going mad. So I like this color because it's very subtle. And again, what did I say? Koreans like that no makeup look. So if I just swatch it on my hand, it's going to look really pale, but it will look different when I apply it to my face. So that's what it looks like on my hand as a swatch. Quite typical of Korean blushes, it comes with a brush, which I know is not common in the West. So it comes like a compact, cushion compact powder. And when you lift it up, there it is, there's a brush. Now, I normally never use these brushes. I don't like them at all. So I'll go in with my own blush brush, which is the Bobbi Brown one. Someone asked if I could do my favorite brushes video. I definitely will. I just need to be back in the UK to do that. And I want to replace some of my really old brushes because it's actually really embarrassing how old some of my brushes are and the condition they're in. The only reason they've lasted so long is because I've taken care of them. I will definitely do a brush review when I'm back in the UK, I promise you. So this is the Chiffon Coral. So can you see the color is, actually it's more subtle on camera, but in real life I can see the color. It's a very fresh and pretty color, can you see? It's a really perfect color for just uplifting the skin and giving that healthy look. I like to take my blush a little bit on the forehead as well, just to give a healthy glow and continue that glowiness. And if you ever want to just sort of soften the edges, go back in with your foundation brush. Don't add any more product because obviously there's still product on it. And just gently buff out, gently being the key word, the edges of your blush and your contour. And it will just marry together really seamlessly to create one finish like that. It's just smoother, trust me. It might not look different on camera, but in person, it will look a lot more flawless. And that's the difference of something looking like makeup sitting on your skin and skin looking like skin. So it's described as clear and transparent color like watercolor, which I think is such an accurate description. Honestly, you know, watercolor is very soft, but the color that needs to pop still shines through watercolor, although it's very delicate. And that's what I thought when I applied this blush, not watercolor. I thought it still gives a pop without being too in your face. It's very delicate. The clear and transparent color creates a soft and natural cheek like watercolor. It's a vivid color development with silky powder. It was silky, and provides a comfortable feeling of use without powder scattering. It's true, there was no fallout. And it just says design your own 3-dimensional cheeks. So that's very lovely. So far, I'm very, very impressed with everything that I've tried. And I'm sure you'll agree the finish is looking great. So the only two things that are left are the eyes and the lips. So I've already got eyeliner on and some brows, as you can see. I promise you, I remember every request that you guys make. I will do an eyeliner video at some point. It's just, again, I was going to do it for this video, but I just couldn't find an eyeliner that I liked, so it just didn't seem relevant. But I will show you how I do my eyeliner, because my eyeliner is often something that I get complimented on, which is very generous because often I just apply it in a rush. But I will definitely apply it on camera for you one day. But again, there is a video on, I think I did one on Asian eyes, and I'm sure I applied eyeliner there. So again, I'll link it down below. Hopefully it's there. If not, let me know and I will do, either way I will do another video with an eyeliner. So this is the Rich Long Lash Waterproof Mascara. It always makes me laugh when a cosmetics brand, like a Korean cosmetics brand, uses English and really long sentences because it's not easy for them to pronounce. So I don't know how it's going to perform. It just says creates long and super curly lashes with volume. I know some people are very anti-waterproof mascara because if you don't remove it properly, then it can damage the lashes, and that's true. However, what I found in Korea, especially during the winter, because this is my first winter in Korea, you need waterproof mascara. There is no option for anything other than waterproof mascara. I remember in the beginning, I didn't bring any waterproof mascara, and I learned the hard way because I wore normal mascara, and with the mask and breathing and then the warm air rising and then the cold air hitting my eyes, my mascara just started running and I just constantly had panda eyes. So I realized from that moment on that I desperately needed waterproof mascara during Korean winters. So this is one of the waterproof mascaras that they have, and I got it in black, although it is available in brown as well. So this is the wand, and as you can see, it's got a nice little curve to it, and it's not too thick either. I haven't curled my lashes, so let's see how it performs. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but it's performed really well. It's a very natural mascara, but I like the fact that I do think it is buildable. So it's given a really nice curl and lift to the lashes. It kind of reminds me of the Victoria Beckham Future Lash Mascara. And I know that some people loved it. I personally wasn't so keen on it. It's not that it's a bad mascara, it just lacks something for me. It's just like when you make this amazing stew but didn't put salt in it. That's what it felt like for me. I just wanted a bit more oomph from the mascara, and this is what has the oomph. So it's very similar to the Future Lash Mascara with the oomph, and I think that oomph factor is the buildable factor, and it gives a little bit more drama. So when I read the description for this mascara, it says it's a natural long lash, fine fibers of 1/4 to 1/5 size of eyelashes, provides a natural long lash effect. Long-lasting curling is an ultra lightweight formula that is lighter than water. Curling lasts for a long time without sagging. remember this is Google Translate. Strong waterproof, water-free formula technology provides a strong waterproof effect that does not smear with water and sweat. So like I said, as long as you remove the mascara properly with something, anything with an oil in it, as long as you don't have sensitive eyes and that is safe to use on your eyes, obviously, I would highly, highly, highly recommend to remove anything waterproof, long wearing, and try not to tug at your lashes. Like, apply it onto cotton pads, soak it, and leave it on your eyes for a while with your eyes closed. Let it do its work to break down the product for at least 10 to 15 seconds, at least, at the very least, and then gently, you know, wipe it away and repeat the process, etc. So I am impressed with that mascara as well. Last but not least, moving on to lips. This is the Sensual Powder Matte in the color Pampas. So 435, they have loads of colors. So to be honest, I didn't even know which one to go for, but this one looked quite nice. The packaging inside looks like this. So it's like a liquid matte that I guess has a powdery liquid kind of formula. That's what it looks like. There is a scent, but it's very delicate and it's quite pleasant actually. It makes a change from the usual vanilla and sickly scents that you normally get in lip products, which I absolutely detest. So I have got some gloss on, but to be honest, it's mostly worn off. It was just as a base. I'll apply directly on top. Wow. The color is stronger than I thought. It's more orange than I thought it would be, so I won't apply it too... No, do you know what? I'll apply it full power. So that's what it looks like. And honestly, guys, this doe foot applicator, although it doesn't look like much and it's rounded, it doesn't even have a tip to it, it was so easy to apply. It was such a joy to apply. I love it. Like, the texture, even though it is a matte, it just feels super moist and hydrating, and like, it's such a gorgeous formula. Again, I just feel like I want to go back and get other colors now. And initially I was daunted by this color when I first applied it because it's pow. The color's there, the pigment's there. I didn't need to dip back into the product to get more. Like, whatever was on the doe foot applicator was more than enough. I also feel like you could easily use this as a blush color. So just dab slightly, you know, sort out one cheek first and then apply it to the other side, and it will look absolutely stunning. So obviously you can apply it full power and pigment like I have done now, or you could just apply a tiny bit and create that soft cloud smudge-like effect that Koreans love. It says the primer ingredient fills in the gaps between the curves of the lips, providing a soft finish as if powder was applied. That's what I think makes it feel really smooth and really pleasant and comfortable on the lips. Some liquid mattes, as soon as you apply it, you just feel this, like, you can almost hear that sound of it as soon as you apply it, like all the moisture is being sucked out of your lips, whereas this doesn't have that. It's so pleasant and comfortable. And it says the shea butter ingredient calms dead skin cells and creates a natural smudging lip with a soft texture. So that's really pretty, and I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere as long as you sort out, you know, in between so that it doesn't get on your teeth. I feel like it will remain. If you want it to be mask friendly, I think just maybe take off the top layer by just slightly patting on with a tissue, and then you're good to go. This is the full face of Hera with the help of one or two other products, and I think all in all this cost me the equivalent of £161. If you divide it by 6 products, that works out to approximately £26 per product, which is extremely reasonable considering I got a blush, a foundation, a lipstick, a concealer, and a brush, all on average for £26. And honestly, the quality is so extremely high. I'm so impressed. It's one of those brands that if they were based in the UK, I would most certainly go back to this counter to keep repurchasing. I'd be interested in new launches, for example. So if you are into Hera Cosmetics, let me know if you love or use already some of these products, or if there's anything that you would recommend whilst I'm still here so that I can grab it. And also, for purchasing these 6 products, like I said, £161, I got these 2 products for free as a gift, which I thought was so nice. The fact that You don't have to beg for samples. You know, sometimes I feel like in the UK, I don't know what it's like in the US or Australia or wherever you are, which part of the world you are in. Some countries don't give samples. Some countries are really stingy with their samples, which is fair enough. Sometimes that's not to do with the beauty consultant, that could be to do with the brand, that could be to do with the manager. It might not be enough stock, I get it. But in Korea, I've noticed that they're very generous with beauty samples. So for example, I got this cleanser, which is 35 mils, I believe, of product. And it's called the Creamy Cleansing Foam Probiotic Trehalose Cleanser for free. And it's a full-size product. And that's what it looks like. I mean, how generous is that? And that alone would have been generous. But they also gave me another skincare line called 𝕊𝕐𝕘𝕚𝕓𝕒𝕣𝕗. So they actually have a skincare line called the 𝕊𝕐𝕘𝕚𝕒 skincare line. And it's basically a set of the 𝕊𝕐𝕘𝕚𝕒 skincare lines. So they've given me the Hydro Whip Moisture Cream. It includes the Skin Essence. Then it includes the Essential Water for suppleness, 𝕊𝕐𝕘𝕚𝕒 Hydro Pearl Serum, which is amazing, and also the Essential Emulsion. So these are products that Korean people would use day to day. You would use these all in one skincare routine because they do different things. It's like that layering effect, I guess. And the nicest part of it is an existing skincare line, and you get to try not only one product, but all the products, or majority of the products in the line, so you know how it kind of works together. And she's given me the sample based not on whatever crap they've got in the stockroom that they need to get rid of. I've told her very clearly that I've got dry skin, and she's given me a skincare line that effectively deals with dry skin. So it's very targeted, and it's extremely clever marketing because she knows that if I fall in love with this, I'm highly likely to purchase the full-size products. So it is a very, very generous gift set. And I wanted to show you that as well, just to show you how impressed I am. Anyway, in the UK, I'm not sure where you can purchase Hera, to be completely honest with you. Normally with Korean beauty products, the best bet would be a website like YesStyle, who often sell Korean beauty brands, but they don't sell Hera products because I've checked already. So if anyone knows, if you're based in the UK, where you can get Hera beauty cosmetics in the UK, please let me know. I will love you forever. And if you are based in other parts of the world, let me know if you've ever heard of Hera, if Hera is being sold in your country, if you use it, what do you think? Do you love it? Do you not? Let me know what you think of the products. And I believe in the States, I think since 2021, they started selling it on Amazon in the States. So I think that was their first like global venture. But again, let me know for people based in the States if that's true or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first video back in a very, very long time. I feel human for once in a long time. And like I said, I've got so many more exciting videos ready to go. I just need to put it all together and present it beautifully for you guys. Missing you all. Thank you as always for your support. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care of yourselves and see you soon.